They say life on the farm is hard but honest work. But in Common Ground World, we farm for a greater cause, saving the planet one soil patch at a time. Build an eco-friendly town, leveraging regenerative agriculture and recover valuable soil. Compete in weekly competitions to earn great prizes. Get rewarded for helping to support our ecosystem and your fellow farmers. Eager to learn more? Well, head on over to Gala Games and start playing now.
Morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Good. Happy Friday.
Common Ground World Town Hall. We've been doing this since July of 2022, and it was weekly for the first 2.5 years, and now it's every other week. So if you want to know when we are going live, jump on our YouTube channel, subscribe, like it, turn on the bell, and that way you won't have to wonder. We are also live chatting in Discord, and we're reading your comments here in YouTube. So if you have questions in either of those, let us know. And let's see, who do we have today? Checking in Discord. So we got O-Town, Drew, Tati, Edie Lugs, Oaken Shield, nice reference there. Farmer Michelle, I know that name.
Hey!
Dubstep Rod, Homeboy, Lexel, Shadow, all kinds. Oh, White Metal Ape, I haven't seen you in a while. Nice. Unfamous Games, oh, that's good. Yeah, it's always nice to see new people chatting. Don't be shy. I think Farmer Michelle has kept our community super positive and shiny and welcoming. It's not easy work. Thank you, Farmer Michelle.
I try my hardest.
Yeah, so let's see. I have a form I'm going to share in Discord. If you didn't get your questions in ahead of time, you can fill this out, and we will give it careful thought on Thursdays, the day before we do this. Or if you think about it live while we're doing this, message us now on Discord or in YouTube, and we'll answer those questions live in a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, well, headlines, rewards. What's up with rewards?
We are all up to date with rewards now, so everything has been sent. All of the documents are updated. So we got the leaderboard documents. I'll share that right here in the Discord now. You can always find it in the FAQ channel. But everything is all up to date, and everything is sent, and everything is good.
Rad. That's my 80s reference. Good. That's great. Yeah, because sometimes people, they have questions. Hey, when's the reward coming out? What is August's monthly free storage NFT going to be, and how do players get that?
The one for August, which we have not announced yet, but I'm going to announce right now for the first time, will be honey storage. I don't have any art leaks yet, but I will try to find some for everybody next week. But that's going to be honey storage, just for honey. The ways you can get it are, there's a common, an uncommon one, and a rare one. The common one will hold 10 honey. That one you can get by playing Townstar on 10 different days over the course of the month and completing at least 25 trades or sales throughout the month. The uncommon one that you get by running your node, I believe it's 7 hours a day for at least, 6 hours a day for at least 10 days over the course of the month. And then the rare one, the hard to get one, that one holds 40 honey that you have to play Common Ground World on 25 different days throughout the course of the month with at least one sale per day and have 75 total sales throughout the course of the month. That'll work in any of the different game modes. They all combine together. So one day you play Common Ground mode and the next day you're playing the event mode. It all adds up and combines together. So that rare one is definitely the one to go for. Remember that it doesn't work on fast forward, so if you set up your town on day 4 and fast forward it through the course of the month and don't open it all, that only counts as 2 logins, not 29 or whatever.
True story. You got to be live at the keyboard or the mobile device. Well, that's fun. Okay, so it's not just the just the weekly competitions that provide people with rewards. It's also that monthly storage.
Yeah, and those come in handy. I mean, when I'm playing, I use them all the time. Some of them they're definitely really useful, especially early on in the game when you've got, and everything is unbalanced and you've got extra stuff producing and you want to make sure they all stay separate so that you've got a special place for everything and you don't lose everything. They definitely come in handy.
My flour storage I use all the time.
Oh yeah, I use my sugar storage every single week during my cash rush.
Well, I'm going to do something a little different. Normally in the game updates, I do the big stuff we're working on. What I used to do when we had 6 and 7 people in here and, we were making sure that everybody knew that we had, we were just a frenzy of activities. I would give the live fixes and basically I would read the changelog aloud. I'm not going to do that full thing, but I will start with our live fixes that are coming out. So y'all won't see this first one, but I always like to call out the invisible fixes too. There was if you look at the Godot docs, there's a certain arrangement, a certain architecture of the way that the scenes exist and nodes and everything works together. We were generating a bunch of errors because of one really weird exception for some players' towns. It only happened when you went back to the main menu, and it would cause a little bit of a hiccup. So if you had a certain NFT, and I don't want to say which ones to cause a placebo or whatever, going back to the main menu would cause a little bit of a delay. That's been fixed. The Epic Shrimp Farm has been fixed. It was not, it was crafting too soon. There was also a fix for errors when you had a proximity buff active when you try to go back to the main menu. That one's mostly for us because it was spamming the logs, didn't harm any players. And then refueling component. Well, that's internal. Sorry, there were some fixes we made to the worker logic. Let's say that. So we call it refueling internally, but there were some Z fighting issues. Those definitely would have been visual. Those have been fixed, and we will provide the release notes when it goes out. So. All right. So the next 3 updates are about the daily challenges. Now, if you send in your question, which some of you guys did, about, hey, what's the progress and all that, listen up, because later when we get to the Q&A, I'm just going to say, hey, refer back to 3 minutes ago or whatever. So daily challenges, it's going well. I want to start with the exciting news for me. I'm a people person. We got a new hire for a backend dev. Actually, he's an old school Gala dev who's been here the whole time. He's been on another team though for almost 2 years, and we finally stole him back, and we're very happy. He's
so
back.
Happy.
Yeah,
I was so excited to hear he was coming back.
Yeah, me too. He actually worked on the play canvas version of the game, so that he brings all that knowledge and history and everything back, and he's joining our backend team because he's a backend dev and he enjoys that. So so we are still testing daily challenges. It's going really well. I'll give you a little details on some of the features that we've merged into our feature branch over the past week or so. Analytics. You're saying, like, why is Volcron talking about analytics? That's nerd stuff. Well, we actually look at analytics for more than just busting cheaters. We also look at it to find out what features are really being used. And anytime somebody's like, there's a dispute or confusion or whatever, it's nice to see, oh, you did XYZ actions and then this happened. So that's normally the last pieces that you put in because they're really simple to add and all that. So we've added more analytics. We've been tweaking up the UI, text formatting, centering, doing things like that. And the challenge HUD updates, there were some redundancies. There were timers you didn't need to see twice, remove things like that. And then other nice things like adding a feature flag, things like that for testing. For the back end, we're optimizing for the bandwidth. You won't see this too much from your client machines, whether it's mobile or desktop, but it's from our server back to an internal server. But that increases capacity and is going to help us scale. So we've optimized a bit for bandwidth there for this feature. One thing that one of our devs added that I think is a great idea. I'm glad they did. Is that when you click claim in the daily challenge, first thing it's going to do is save your town, and then it's going to do the claim. We didn't want a case where, the town saves automatically every minute. You guys know that. And the town saves when you go back to the main menu or when you close the browser. But if you put an NFT down or 3 rewards NFTs down and hit claim, we wanted to make sure that the backend had a record of what your town actually looked like when you hit claim. So we put that in, pretty simple. And there were some backend vulnerabilities as well. Those have been fixed. Obviously not going to go into details on that. And more security and stuff in lock on the claiming. Remember, we're going to do the owner of the NFT gets a cut and the person actually using it. So those percentages, I think right now are 90-10. The person using it, putting it in their town, borrowing it from the guild, that person gets 90%, I think it is, subject to change. Tiny text, disclaimer voice, and all that. And then the owner gets some percent. So we had to do some math there to make sure that all the servers line up on that. So pretty good progress. It's looking nice. And we are looking forward to getting that out pretty soon. I don't want to say an exact date, but I think 2 weeks ago, I said it'd be due by the end of August. And that's what we're shooting for. So we will see.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. People have been wanting this for evers. And then a quick update on upgradable NFTs, which comes after this. We're reworking the UI. Hopefully, we'll have enough time that we'll be able to actually put the effects, what does this building even do? Or what does this worker even do? What does it store? What can it deliver to? What buffs are affecting it and all that. Hopefully we're going to be able to add all that info into the game. So you're not going to have to go to any third-party sites or anything to look at that.
I'm so excited for all that stuff to happen. Oh,
man. Yeah, it's long overdue. Now, we're probably not going to add a... Yeah. So that's exciting. And it's necessary for the upgradable NFTs. Because imagine you have 4 of some NFT and you never want to upgrade one of them for whatever reason. The second one you do want to upgrade and it's pending because let's say, I don't know, all the crypto networks are slow that day or something. It's pending for whatever reason. A third one, same NFT, is no longer level 1. It's already been upgraded. It's level, let's say, 10 out of 20. And the fourth one is in your guild library, so it's not eligible to be upgraded because it's being used. So that's 4 separate states, which effectively make those 4 separate NFTs. It gets visually very complicated very fast. So, yeah. Anyway, that's not necessarily entirely engineering problem, but we do have some really brilliant artists and UI people working on that as well. So look forward to some changes there. Third category, you guys are asking about, hey, we had this, kind of a left turn for a little bit to do a redesign of the homepage, redesign of the menus. We're going to add, certain features to the Common Ground World mode. Where's all that work? We took some time off daily challenges to do it. All that work is going to be merged in after daily challenges goes live. It's pretty much done. So hope that was our game updates. Hope that was useful for everybody.
It was a great round of updates.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, let's scoot on to Q&A. First one's for Farmer Michelle. This was a big one. You wrote your name. I hope you don't mind me saying who sent it. It's Vishti. Thank you for this. The question was basically about game balance. Like, are we always going to require super huge, expensive NFTs in order to win? That was his kind of summary of his question. What do you think about that, Farmer Michelle?
Yeah, well, what I can say is that, there will always be NFTs in the game. It's an NFT game. There's never not going to be NFTs. NFTs will always give an advantage. If they didn't, there wouldn't be that much incentive to have them. So it's kind of the whole intent behind the NFTs is to give an advantage. That's what they're there for. So that will always be the case. There will be changes to the way NFTs are coming out and the way pricing and stuff is once we go to upgradables, because you'll be able to buy the lower level and then upgrade it, to your satisfaction, depending on what you are trying to get out of that NFT. So it will be a bit different once we switch over to selling upgradable NFTs. But I mean, long story short, there will always be NFTs, and people who have more NFTs, higher powered NFTs, will likely do better if they, have practice and everything. Having NFTs isn't everything. You do have to understand strategy and how to play the game and how it all works properly as well. But NFTs are meant to give advantage.
Yeah. Well, and that's something nice about the NFT upgrade system that we're going to add as well, is that, okay, maybe two people buy an NFT, it's at the same level, has the same effects, but then the person who plays all the time and upgrades it, theirs is actually better. So it's interesting. So let me, I got a live question I'm going to address here in a minute. Paste that, and we'll proceed with our pre-filled questions here. Will the amount, for you, Farmer Michelle, will the amount of NFTs per node be increased when daily challenges are turned back on? I have more than 20 NFTs, and I would like to lend out and have them earned for me.
Oh, yes. I mean, once you start increasing your node level, once with the upgradable, then yes, there'll be like more slots to put in more NFTs. You'll have bigger slots for guild members so you can grow your guild size. So yeah, all of that'll be a part of upgraded node NFTs.
Okay. Next question's about competition time. Can it be shortened from 3 to 2 days?
I mean, that's completely up to you guys as a community. Right now, the reason we do 3 days is because that's what was voted on by the community in the last few surveys. It's been 3 days for a while now. I think we changed it from 4 down to 3 like a year and a half ago, maybe. There will be another quarterly survey coming out soon. I've been a bit behind, but I'll try to get it out this coming week. And then we can all vote again, and we'll see. Maybe it'll change. I don't know.
Next question. Oh my gosh. Is this every week? How did I miss this one?
Every single
week. Can the road requirement for the Valentine stand be removed since it's since it's a legendary? I thought you were going to say since it's a stand. What about that?
We'll definitely consider it. It's not a top priority for us right now, but we'll look into it at some point. I mean, we went over it a couple of weeks ago. The reason why the road was originally removed from the wheat stands was just because feed was changed from requiring 1 wheat to requiring 2 wheat. So in order to account for that change, we removed the road requirement from the wheat stands, and that was where it all started. And lately NFTs that have been selling just have been not requiring roads at all. Not just stands, but all different kinds of NFTs. So, but the Valentine stand was sold before we made that change as well. So I don't know. I mean, we'll definitely look into it. I don't know if it'll happen or not. We'll see.
All right. Let's see. It looks like I have a 2, 3, 4.
Oh, let me read the question for you.
4 in a row here.
All right. This question says, what happened to Town Star Forever? Not the slow Common Ground World version, but the persistent town with goals, quests, achievements, expansion, etc. This is what should have been worked on these past 6 months if you really wanted new players.
Right. Yeah, our game design doc still has all that. And there's even, of course, in our source code, there's all these, we use feature flags for some stuff. We compile out with if-defs, if you know what I'm talking about, other stuff. There's things like XP meters and things that you guys don't see that was worked on for Town Star Forever. So we don't want that stuff to go to waste. But, and you're probably sick of hearing me saying this, but we got to fulfill our promises. That's our number one priority. Reputation, huge. You make promises, you got to fulfill them. So we're getting through all of our promises throughout the rest of this year and excited to do so. That's daily challenges, experiments here and there too, right? Like the UA and user acquisition and stuff like that. So, all right. Hope that helps. TLDR,
There's definitely some cool features as a part of like Town Star Forever that I would love to see come to the game. Sooner once we finish all of these promises. Even the stuff like happiness bars that we'd all talked about, all of that kind of stuff would be super cool, especially with all the restaurants that are in the game now. I mean, if your workers are happy because they've got plenty of salmon paninis floating around, maybe they'll work faster. And that stuff is definitely an exciting game level. That'll be cool if and when it does happen. All right, you want me to read that next question?
Yes, please.
It says, why a lot of times do I receive an orange town when I see other players with a green town in the same competition?
Huh. Well, send me a screenshot. I'm Volcron there on Discord, or contact Farmer Michelle. Be sure to tell us what browser and operating system you're on. WebAssembly and shaders and implementation of shaders and how textures are loaded. There's a million browsers out there and a million versions. So yeah, just let us know.
Yeah, I see. Is it Tati from Gem sent me a DM with the screenshot from theirs and all the information about it. So I will pass that along to you, and then we can definitely look into it.
Alrighty.
All right, what's the next question say here? Any plans to enable playing Common Ground World in Telegram?
Oh, probably not. Although the game is a web app. Right now a lot of the Telegram apps are written in kind of more of what you'd call SPA, single page app type things. React, Vue, plain JavaScript, stuff like that. So I know there's some Unity apps out there. We may do a Common Ground World Tapper one day, and if that goes well, we might talk about porting this game to it. But no plans on that yet. Actually, if you want to get really creative and authorized, I'm going off the cuff here. Don't let Mark hear me say this. But it may be interesting to control your town or your guild or something through Telegram, through bot commands or something like that. But for no promise. That's an idea, right? Very lightweight, things like that, like collect earnings, something. Okay. Next question. Pre-filled.
It says, you promised to launch the daily challenge by the second quarter, but what about progress?
All right. Well, I went over daily challenge progress above. If that did not answer your questions, ask again in CGW discussion or DM me directly. I type pretty fast, so yeah. Next to last one's for you, Farmer Michelle. When will we run the next guild competition?
At this time, we're still unsure. I did ask Riant, and there's no plans in the immediate future to run another one. So, like I said last week, as soon as I know, you guys will know. But as of right now, there's not any immediately coming up. But that doesn't mean you don't want to be in guilds. It's still helpful to be in a guild and help your friends out and use their NFTs, and they can use your NFTs. And all good.
All right. Last question is, when sandbox mode? I don't know. I think that would be low lift, high reward. I think that would be awesome. We've talked about it on varying levels. Me personally, what I would stick in the sandbox mode would be, of course, the inventory you have, but maybe even also any of the NFTs that are up for sale in the store. Like a try before you buy thing. Now, I'm not a marketer or sales guy. I don't know if that's good or bad for sales, but other options for sandbox mode are things like, we'll just expose all the NFTs, right? That way you can literally try anything. That helps the secondary markets as well. Like, hey, bro, I got my Orb of Light or whatever up for sale. Try it in sandbox mode. See if you want to buy it from me. I think that would be helpful for everybody. And I'd like to see us do that at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
Okie dokie. Live Q&A. This one is for, let's see, Dubstep Rod. Does the new NFT going on sale today have reduced craft times and faster movement speed for the chef? Do you know about that, Farmer Michelle?
The craft times are the same as the standard craft times that show up in the game, with all the ghost cards applied and everything. Blueprints and other, like the pasty, or the Barista Palace and all that, so it'll get all the buffs, but the standard craft time is still the same as they are in those other buildings where the crafts are normally made. I do believe that the worker's faster than the in-game one. Let me check the document and get back to you in just a second.
Okay. All right. While she's checking that, next question's from Martin. A little bit of confusion over how I worded upgradable NFTs in the context of guilds. The confusion or the question is, let's say I own an NFT. I work hard on it. I buy upgrade materials. I get all the way up to level 20. Well, let's say level 15. And it's awesome. I stick it in my guild. Somebody checks it out in my guild. They put it in their town. Now I upgrade it to 16. What happens? Well, you have to have it. This is one of those gameplay things that it's kind of an edge case, honestly. I don't think we've thought about. We could do either way. Okay, you have to revoke it from your guildmate before you can upgrade it. That's one option. The other is you upgrade it and it automatically gets upgraded in their town. That's another option. A third is that you're not allowed to upgrade at all if it's in the guild library. So, if you guys have opinions on what you think would make that more fun and engaging, fill them out. Let us know. We certainly are going to do things our way, but I definitely want to hear from how you would use it. There were even, like as an example, there were guild features that we just didn't predict you guys would use. I thought, guilds are going to be, small, medium, large groups of people who do things together. It's going to be cool. What we didn't expect was, up until before the competition, people would be jumping between guilds rapidly. Never saw that coming. So there's always this kind of emergent behavior and emergent questions. So I hope that answers your question, Martin. I think that is... Oh, here's another one from O-Town. Let me fill this one out. Let's see. O-Town says, can we have sales for older NFTs when we do Starlight Market Box metas? For example, Hot Chocolate Chalet would be useful for next week. Current price is $300, but that price was set when Gala price was much higher. Probably won't be many sales based on that. A flash sale might generate some more sales. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any plans for any big flash sales or anything coming up soon. I haven't heard anything from Rian about any. But I know that kind of stuff is always on his radar, so.
Yeah, I'll send it to him right now. That's cool. Okay. Any other live questions? Oh, Dubstep Rod, who will take over Ninja Surprise's position? We have not heard. Hopefully somebody. You will be missed, Ninja Surprise.
I know at least temporarily I'll be doing socials as well, so.
Oh. All right, we got some feedback from Lonely Island about NFT upgrades. Let me scroll up here. Martin, there was one question about should the owner of an NFT ever be locked out of taking their NFT back to use it. That's something we'll probably never do. The owner, it's your property, you probably should be able to yank it out of anybody's town whenever you want. And if you do that if you're a big meanie and you play jokes on people and they put your great NFT in their town and you yank it back just to be mean, they probably won't stay in your guild, right? So
exactly. You're not going to be able to recruit many members if everyone's saying how bad of a guild leader you are.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Moyes would like to know all the major points. Okay. So like kind of a sanitized outline maybe of what we talked about. All right. Well, I love chatting with you guys. It looks like the live questions are kind of slowing down a little. So let's move on to the meta/event at Farmer Michelle.
Let's do it. So this week we were doing sushi boats. Hopefully everybody likes the new sushi boat recipe with the new ebimaki sushi in there. I think it's a fun change to the sushi boat recipe. It's got a little bit more variety to it now, which is cool. So hopefully everyone likes that. Next week, we're doing a Starlight Market Box meta again, and this one's going to have salmon panini, mocha coffee, and the wooden box. It should be a relatively easy one. Mocha coffee is not too hard to make. Salmon paninis are pretty easy. And there's no other ingredients aside from the wooden box. So we'll see how that goes. Not sure what kind of picnic that is. I don't know that I would bring mocha coffee and salmon paninis on a picnic, but Each their own, right? So that's the meta this week. The cash boosts are going to be cornstarch and marshmallows. So cornstarch is going from 2,300 to 6,000. Marshmallows going from 9,000 to 25,000. The biome is a desert. We've got an ocean to the north, a desert to the east, a river to the south, and another desert to the west. Trade time there is 100 seconds and still 1 gasoline. One of these days we might do a 2 gasoline one. We'll see how it goes. The rewards for this week are the standard Gala rewards and a blueprint for the Hasty Ice Cream Shop. So the reward structure for those is in the announcements. If you guys want me to share it again here in chat, I can. Let me just find it quick. But don't forget that you don't need to sell Starlight Market boxes in order to get that uncommon level. If you're just going for the uncommon level, you just have to... Oh no, you do have to. You have to sell at least 100 of the Metacraft in order to get that uncommon one, but that's it. You don't have to rank any higher than 1,200. There's no like point requirement or anything. So the diamond one's gonna do a 10% ice cream scooper walking speed boost. Platinum is 9%, legendary is 8, epic 7, rare 6, and the uncommon is 5% ice cream scooper walking speed boost. So those are rewards for this week. I think I got everything. The next 2 weeks after this will both be new ice cream flavors. They're going to be very similar to the chocolate ice cream cone. If you're looking for leaks now, there's your leak for the next 2 weeks. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Nice.
Hopefully no one has any questions about that. If you do, let us know. I will move on to the NFT sale that's going live tomorrow. It's at Cafe de Etoile, maybe. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it. That's what I'm going to go with. It's going listed for price tiers again. So the first tier is going to be the first 15 of them. They're $199. Second tier is $219. Third tier is $239. Fourth tier is $279, and the last tier is $299. There's 250 of them in the store. It is a legendary NFT. Not in the announcement, but said earlier today is that the worker that comes with it is 2 times faster than the standard barista. So it is a barista unit. The craft times for all the crafts are the same as they are, or would be, at whatever building they're made at. We did make sure that all the different boosts that can be associated with it, like ghost cards, blueprints, any other NFTs that give boosts to those crafts do also apply to this NFT, so it won't be like the table appreciation where we had some issues with like the wine not adjusting appropriately with the boosts from the sommelier vineyard NFT. So that should all be accounted for before this one goes live. The different crafts that it makes will be the salmon panini, the lasagna, mocha coffee, sangria, chocolate ice cream cones, apple pie, and fancy cake. All of those details on what their crafts are right in the announcements. They all have a little bit less ingredients than they would at their normal crafting building. For example, the salmon panini has 2 less lettuce at this cafe NFT versus at the standard in-game one. Lasagna has 1 less pasta sauce and 1 less flour. The mocha coffee has 3 less coffee beans and 1 less water, so no water at all. The sangria will have 1 less sugar and 1 less strawberry. Chocolate ice cream cone will have 1 less ice block and 1 less salt. The apple pie will have 1 less flour and 1 less cornstarch, and the fancy cake will have 1 less chocolate bar. So it's a pretty good assortment of stuff. We kind of try to think of it as like a restaurant with a menu. I think it's a pretty cool NFT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Farmer Michelle.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there is, I'm going to paste a little bit of text after this. I'll tag the person who asked for a kind of a text summary because they cannot listen to the town hall. You could always turn on transcriptions, check the YouTube channel, and look at the today's stream, and you could read the auto transcription if you want more details. So, yeah. All right. Well, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Farmer Michelle, awesome hanging out with you again. And I think that's it for the day.
Sounds good.
All right. See y'all later. Remember
Bye,
to like
guys.
and
Have a good week.
subscribe. See you later.